Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, World of Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be breaking into the changes in Update 9.7 for World of Tanks Blitz. And I have to be honest, there are a lot of changes. Some of them good, some of them not so good. Specifically, for the Foch line. I literally made a video 4 days ago saying why I really like the tier 10 Foch. I think it's a great tank, and it's super fun to play. And then Wargaming releases this information for update 9.7 in the open test. The Foch 155 will be getting nerfed, not only on its alpha damage by 60, going from 560 down to now only 500, but its DPM is going to get worse as well. I'm actually really sad because I've always liked the way the Foch has been performing now. I think Wargaming finally got it into a sweet spot, and then they said, you know what, nah, we're going to change it all over again. It's like they can't figure out what they want to do with this tank. So, yeah, really unfortunate. And by the way, the tier 9 Foch, the one that's incredibly powerful right now, 3,900 DPM, that tank is also going to be ruined, in my opinion. But I'll be breaking into these statistics, and you will see why these tanks are no longer going to be very good, at least in my opinion. So, let's start off with the Foch 155. Intra-clip reload time will be reduced by 3.25 seconds. Now, the intra-clip is currently 7 seconds. That means it's going to be a 3.75 second intra-clip to deal 500 damage. However, I should also point out that shell damage for the base gun, the single shot, is going to be increased by 40. Now, it's only 560 right now, so it'll be 600. I don't know why they can't just make it 640. That's all it needs, but they won't. So the cyclic gun is still pretty useless in my opinion. The velocity of premium and high explosive shells will be decreased, but it's like by a barely noticeable number, so that shouldn't matter all too much. Standard shell penetration for the regular gun will be increased by 5 millimeters. Okay. Magazine reload time will be increased by 4.8 seconds. Yes, you heard that. So they're reducing the reload of the intraclip by 3.25 seconds. They're reducing the alpha, and then they're increasing the reload clip by longer than they're reducing the intraclip, which means this tank is losing like maybe 300-400 DPM. Yeah. Reload time of the cyclic gun will be reduced by a second, and regular gun dispersion will be increased. So they're making the standard gun kind of okay. Its alpha is still a little low at 600 in my opinion. It should be 640. It should have 960 on the HE, but for some reason they still can't make that single shot comparable to other tier 10 tank destroyers. When it comes to the auto-loading gun, essentially what Wargaming's done here is they have made it a lot deadlier in a quick burst of time. It's able to deal 1,000 damage in 3.75 seconds. But then you have to wait, what is it, like 15, 16 seconds to get that clip back in action. Personally, I don't like this. I think that this is kind of ruining a lot of the fun I had with the Foch 155. I think it was really crazy that it had a 7.5 second intra-clip, and then it only took 12.5 seconds to reload the whole clip. This makes me really sad. Maybe the tank will be good. I don't think this is going to ruin the Foch. I still think that having a 3.75 second intra-clip to deal 1,000 is pretty nice, but we'll see. I'm just saying that I like the Foch the way it currently is. I don't know why it needs to be changed. The tier 9 Foch is going to be destroyed. Top Gun will become a 2-shell auto reloader. Yes, you heard that right, an auto reloader. The tier 10 does not get an autoloader. If you read it here, it says shell damage for the auto loader gun. But for some reason, the tier 9 is becoming a 2-shell auto reloader, where the intraclip reload will be set to 3 seconds, and the magazine reload will be 18.22. Honestly, I'm not even sure if it's going to be an auto reloader. I think Wargaming just misspelled that. I would expect it to just be a 2-shell autoloader with a 3-second intraclip and a magazine reload of 18.22 seconds. That would be my guess. I just think they misspelled that. But that means the tier 9 Foch is now going to have 2,600 damage per minute. It's going to go from 3,900 to 2,600 damage per minute. It's going to be able to deal 800 damage in what? 3 seconds? Sure, I guess that's cool. Or you could just drive, I don't know, an M5 Yo and deal 900 damage in 1.73 seconds. what's the point? I don't get it. It's just ruining the tier 9. So, yeah. Oh, and don't worry. The accuracy is getting better. That's really just about the only thing. I'm a bit disappointed. I'm really sad that Wargaming just completely neutered the Foch. AMX AC-48 durability will be increased by 100, velocity of shells decreased, reload time will be reduced by a second, and standard shell penetration will be decreased by 10 millimeters. So what they've done is they've nerfed the tier 9 Foch, but now they've made the tier 8 incredibly powerful. The tier 8 is going to have around 3,000 damage per minute. It's going to have an extra 100 hit points. That's going to be insane. The tier 8 AMX AC-48 was already strong after they buffed its armor, and now that it's getting this hit point increase and DPM increase, wow, the AMX AC is going to be incredibly powerful. The AMX AC-46 armor thickness on the upper plate will be increased by 8, making it stronger. The standard shell penetration will be decreased by 7, reload time will be reduced by 0.3 seconds, and gun dispersion will be increased by 0.009. So overall, it's just getting a DPM buff and a bit of an armor buff. ARLV-39, durability will be increased by 50 hit points. Traverse speed will be increased by barely anything. Certain parts of the hull front will be enhanced by 27 millimeters, 32 or 12, and dispersion on hull traverse will be increased, making it less accurate on turning. I'm not sure how the ARLV-39's armor is going to be. I'm not sure how the AMX AC-46's is going to be, but I would expect them to not be that good still. I would expect the majority of equal tier opponents to just go right through you. S35CA, gun dispersion will be decreased. Standard shell penetration will be increased by 2. Reload time will be increased by 0.2. And engine power will be increased by 20. So not much of a change at all to the S35CA. All right, well, there you have it. That is the new Foch line, ladies and gentlemen. Personally, I think that it's kind of just destroying the line. I don't know why they couldn't just keep the alpha of the autoloader gun at the 60 that it had, 560 for both shells. I think that would have been fine. Nerfing the alpha and not increasing the DPM in any way is really just a bummer for the Foch, and I might not be driving it at all anymore, but I guess we'll have to see how it performs when it does get released. Alright, now we move on to the Type 71, the long-awaited nerf for the Type 71. I am very happy to say that it's getting absolutely butchered on its mobility. The improved suspension equipment will give 25% less crossing capacity on all terrain types. That means that this tank is going to turn slower, it's going to accelerate slower. Everything that made the Type 71 busted is not going to be busted anymore. Durability will be increased by 100 hit points. I'm not really sure why. I think I do have Blitz open in the background. Let me load up. Nope, that's World of Tanks. Okay, I'm not going to bother. But I think the tank's going to have like 2,600 health or something like that, which is a lot. So, yeah, that'll be pretty dang impressive. Engine power will be decreased by 70 horsepower, so it's going to be even slower. Velocity of shells decreased doesn't really matter too much. It's going to weigh more, so it'll be a little better for ramming, and traverse speed will be decreased by 5 degrees a second. That is all good news. The Type 71 should not be as mobile and as capable of dealing with everything as it is. I'm happy that they are nerfing the mobility, as that was one of the major things that made it so broken. I'm going to try and test it out with gun depression, but the problem is now you might need to run the mobility, judging that they did reduce the traverse speed and base engine power, so it might just still be better to run improved suspension. But I guess we'll see. I'm going to try it with gun depression because I think that might be the better build now for the Type 71, but I'm so happy the vehicle is no longer going to be the juggernaut that it is. Type 68, improved suspension will give 25% less, and that's for all of the vehicles that have improved suspension, I should point out. Crossing capacity will be removed a little bit. Durability will be increased by 100 again. Nice. Engine power will be decreased by 70. Reload time will be reduced by 0.29. It's getting better DPM. Tank's weight will be increased by 10 tons. Traverse speed on the spot will be decreased by 10. Yeah, you heard that right. 10 degrees a second. But it is getting a quite notable buff on the turret armor by 25 millimeters. I can tell you for a fact that the cheeks on the Type 68 are quite awful, so I'm happy they are buffing them. The Chisei, improved suspension against, once again, 25% less. Durability will be increased by 50. Accuracy during turret traverse will be decreased, making it less accurate. Standard shell penetration will be increased by 5. Gun dispersion will be increased, which is making it less accurate. Reload time will be reduced by 0.19 seconds, giving it more DPM. Aiming time will be reduced by 0.5 seconds. So it's getting better aiming time, better DPM, a little bit worse dispersion. I'm fine with that because the Chisei is already amazing, and I think I run gun depression on the Chisei, so it doesn't really matter to me at all if improved suspension gives less, because if you'll notice, it doesn't say anywhere the Chisei is losing engine power, meaning that the Chisei is just going to be stronger. It's going to be so strong now at tier 8. So yeah, if you have the Chisei or you've ground down to the Type 71, make sure you pick up the Chisei, as that is going to be an absolute beast for tier 8 tournaments. The Juto, the improved suspension, will give 25% less again. Durability will increase by 100. Top speed will be decreased by 5. Kind of sad. Accuracy during turret traverse will be increased, and aiming time will be reduced. Yeah, not much has really happened to the tank. It just got a little bit better on hit points and a little bit worse on top speed. Junu, reload time will be increased by 0.7 seconds. Durability will be increased by 50 hit points. Gun dispersion will be increased by 0.01. Aiming time will be reduced by 0.6. And hull traverse speed will be decreased by 7 degrees a second. Now, obviously, because the Junu is a tier 6, it does not get improved suspension, so you don't have to worry about that on that tank. All right, well, that is the changes to the Type 71 and everything. I'm happy. I'm really glad that Wargaming has finally come to their senses and they've realized, wow, once again, we've released an overpowered tech tree into the game. I mean, it's just back and back and back, all these tanks that are overpowered. I'm surprised that there's no TVP 5051 nerf, because that is definitely a tank that needs one, but I guess we'll see. Finally, we make our way to the Americas and the Germans, and I'm fine with these changes, but I don't really know why Wargaming is doing them. So the first thing we have is the Leopard PTA. Standard shell damage will be increased by 10. Okay, so it's got the same as a Leopard. Good. Durability will be decreased by 50 hit points. That's kind of bad. Aiming time will be reduced by 0.6 seconds. That's good. Max traverse speed will be decreased by 3. That's bad. Standard shell will be changed to armor piercing. That's good. Reload time will be reduced by 0.9 or 19 seconds. That's really good. So the Leopard PTA is going to have insane DPM. It's getting an alpha increase and it's getting a faster reload. That means the Leopard PTA is going to have over 3,000 damage per minute, which is going to make this probably one of the best mediums in tier 9, honestly. I'm going to have to try it out. So I'm excited for the Leopard PTA. I'm not sure why they're removing a traverse speed and why it's losing hit points, but honestly, the other buffs are huge, so I guess we'll see. Indian Panther. Shell damage will be increased by 15, 10, and 20. I think it's got, 225 alpha right now, so it'll be 240. That'll be a nice alpha. Max reverse speed will be decreased by 2. Engine power will be increased by 115. And turret and hull armor will be weakened. How much it's weakened by, I guess we're going to have to see. But that alpha increase is going to be very nice, especially because it's not decreasing on reload, so it's just getting a flat DPM buff. VK30O2D, standard shell penetration, will be increased by 5. Thank you. Should be more, but it's better than nothing. Max speed will be decreased by 5. Why? Reload time will be reduced by 0.15. Nice. Accuracy during turret traverse will be increased, so not good. Or is that good? Accuracy during turret traverse will be increased. Is it increased in a bad way or a good? I'm guessing it's good. It's so weird to read an increase of something that's usually bad, but it seems like getting better accuracy is good. Gun dispersion will be decreased by 0.19, which is good. Aiming time will be reduced by 0.4 seconds. Nice. Turret armor will be weakened. Really. Engine power will be decreased by 20. So not much really happened to the VK30. It got a bit better aiming time, bit better dispersion, but the only thing that it needs is pen on the 88 that it has, and it doesn't have pen. I don't really know. I don't really understand the changes they did to that tank. They just kind of threw stuff at a wall and said, yeah. Next, we have the M46 patent. Standard shell penetration will be increased by 6. Okay. Oh boy. Reload time will be reduced by 0.21. That'll be nice. Hull traverse speed will be decreased by 13 degrees a second, bro. Turret front armor will be enhanced by 24 millimeters. Gun mantlet armor by 44. And dispersion on turret traverse will be increased. I don't really think 24 mils is going to change anything about the patent, as its armor is not good. So they've just kind of made it slower and made its gun a little bit better. But dispersion on turret traverse will be increased, which is making it worse dispersion. So yeah, that's kind of a shame. Dispersing. Gun dispersion will be decreased by 0.01. Yay? I mean, it's barely a change. Engine power will be increased by 66 horsepower. Max reverse speed will be decreased by 2. And road crossing capacity will be improved. Okay? not much there. T20 aiming time will be reduced by half a second. Nice. Max reverse speed will be decreased by 4. Why? Why are they reducing reverse speed on mediums? I don't get that. Turret front armor will be enhanced by 26 millimeters. Gun mantlet armor by 40. Doesn't matter to T20. Turret's already trash. Velocity of standard and premium shells will be increased. And finally, we have the EZ8. Gun dispersion will be decreased by 0.029. Not bad at all. The hull traverse speed will be decreased by 7.8. Okay. Max speed will be increased by 2. Certain parts of the gun mantlet armor will be enhanced by 28 to 15. And max reverse speed will be decreased by 1. Alright, I mean, overall, these changes here were just kind of miscellaneous. I'm not really sure why Wargaming's doing the majority of them. I think the only one that's really going to be nice is the Leopard PTA and the Indian. The others just kind of seem like, why? But let me know what you guys think about these changes in the comments down below. I am not excited for the Foch, but I'm excited for the Type 71. I don't know what Wargaming was thinking when it came to the Foch, but I guess we'll see how they play. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.